Hi guys, it's raining outside, so it's a little dark in my house. Let me turn on this light. Just a second. Can you see me now? I mean, it's raining outside. I shouldn't have this light on at all because it's raining. The recap of Below Deck, Down Under, 2 episodes, Floating Circus, and Ice Ice Maybe. Let's get into it. Excuse me. So we began where we left off with uh, these two people arguing with Captain Jason because he made them get out of the ocean because it could be seriously dangerous. Why would you get in the ocean at night? You can't see what's coming at you. And what if it was a shark that could pull you under? Ain't nobody gonna hear you because everybody sleep. Why would you do that? But they weren't in their right mind, so they did it. So they're saying sorry, but Crystal wants another drink. And I'm like, girl, you've had enough. You don't need no more. Go to bed. So, so the captain tell her no, and he goes to be, and he goes to the two people. He tells them to go to bed. Go off to be. And Laura's the last one to go off to go to bed. The captain go to bed. The two people go to bed. I want to say fools. Because you jump in the ocean, you're a fool. At night, you're a fool. I'm sorry. And they were not in their right mind. I had to stop calling Crystal drunk because that's mean. And she's probably not like that because she said her husband cheating on her, so it's not right to call her that. So Crystal, I'm sorry, but girl, these 2 episodes, you put fire to it with your attitude. Anyway, so Laura's the last one to go to bed. The next day, everyone, the crew, are they get up and they're happy and they're ready to get the day started. The captain tells Luke about the two people jumping into the ocean and how he was up until 3 a.m. Luke apologizes and tell him he didn't know about it, and of course, you asleep. And how they're short staffed and work through it, and he asks the captain if he'd like someone up until 2 a.m. and the captain agrees. Yes. He says yes. So the guests wake up for breakfast. I'm sorry, I'm saying her name wrong. Aisha informs Carmen about the situation that happened in the wee hours of the morning. So Crystal is up with her demands to feel, you know, and Carmen didn't like that. And Crystal gets up with her demands to fill her champagne glass whenever it's empty. And I'm like, girl, go have a couple of seats. Go have a couple of seats with that. Because if it wasn't for Carmen, you wouldn't be there. So go sit down with those demands. Um, and this heifer, she wants champagne in her room before she wakes up. And she asks Aisha about that. Aisha was like, I'm not up at 5 a.m. But as soon as I get up and get myself ready, I'll get it for you, sure. But at 5 a.m. It won't happen. Yeah, put your foot down, Aisha. She don't need, the girl, she don't need alcohol. Crystal doesn't need alcohol. She doesn't know how to handle herself when she drinks. So I hope that her friends, you know, have an intervention and talk to her about that and, help her. Be loving, be nice. Don't try to force it on her. Just be loving and nice. And sometimes you can't be nice, but hey, start off nice first. Excuse me. So the new steward arrives, and her name is Margot. Luke is excited with all the hot women on the ship, on the boat. Margot gets a warm greeting from Aisha and Laura. Luke goes in talking about how his about his longest relationship, and it was 4 years long, and he messed it up because the girl wanted him to change just a little bit so they can get to possibly get married, settle down and get married. um and he was like, nope, that's not for me. And he said he didn't want to be the guy mowing the lawn every weekend because he was told to. And that's not him. That's what he says. He's not that guy. Um, Margot is from Wisconsin. Her previous job was at Amazon in the warehouse. It has no windows. She said she started yachting 6 months ago because she wanted a job where she can travel on her, uh, where she could travel on her last boat. The chief steward um, was anal about everything, so now she's afraid to take the initiative. But she says she's always been insecure about doing her job. So the guests, she says she's always been insecure about doing her job. So the guests are arguing about Carmen. Well, they're arguing again, and Carmen and Crystal are getting into it. Crystal says she's a little extra and she don't want to argue again because Carmen and the rest of the guests are telling her that jumping in the ocean late at night is dangerous, and that she and Brandon could have died. And Crystal is saying she don't want to go through the argument. She don't want to hear it, and Crystal is unhappy. She's a stubborn person. She's unhappy. She's stubborn, um, and she doesn't like people telling her what's right and what's wrong. But you think a grown woman would already know that? You think a grown woman in her right mind would already know that? Even if you are drinking and you are inebriated, would you jump in the ocean? Hmm. A child would. I mean, a child doesn't drink, but a child would think that it was fun to jump in the ocean at night. A teenager would think it's fun to jump in the ocean at night. I'm not going to continue with this girl, with her attitude, her ways. Um, Cause the girl, she. So she doesn't like people telling her what to do, and she acts like a child. She acts like a child. She acts like a 4-year-old. The captain meets Margot and tells her about Aisha, how, excuse me, about Aisha and how she's a good person and a team player. And she meets the rest of the guys. She asks Luke, was he single? And he tells her yes, single minded. Laura shows her around and tells her about the guest rooms and how to make up the beds, etc. They're going to have to order a new swim ladder because before they started taking off, they didn't take the swim ladder up, so they had to order a new swim ladder. Um, I'm happy that the captain is more helpful this season. He seems to be more helpful with his crew because I guess he wants a strong crew. He wants a strong crew. So in order to have a strong crew, you got to have a strong captain, a helpful captain. You know, help out your crew for them to be strong and y'all can work as a team. You have to be a team player. You want team players on your crew, so you have to be a team player too. So I guess he's learned that from last season. Um, uh, he's starting to wonder if Luke is suited for the role of bosun because he's messed up twice. He's messed up twice with the ladder, the swim ladder, and the drunk people. I'm sorry, the inebriated people jumping in the ocean the night before, twice. Um, and Luke understands that he's made mistakes, and is willing to do better because he just want to make money and to do the things that he likes, he loves. Excuse me. Brandon wakes up and he gets himself ready. He comes out and he apologizes to the captain. The captain tells him it's okay that they went to bed and it was the safest thing. It was a safety thing, and that everything is okay. And then Harry loves scuba diving. Um, that's what Harry says. He loves to scuba dive. Margot says she doesn't have a type of guy that she likes. She's used to dating arrogant, douchey, um, not so cute guys, and she wants someone with who's confident because it's attracted to her. Confidence is attractive to her. The guests get dressed in their Moulin Rouge because they're having a Moulin Rouge themed dinner, and the captain. They're having dinner with the captain. Crystal gets shushed by Rhonda, and she says, "Don't shush me. I don't like being shushed." The girl have a glass in her hand and is probably inebriated again. Um, it's nothing wrong with drinking. It's nothing wrong with drinking. As long as you don't get drunk and you don't remember what you did the next day or how you got in this person's bed the next day. You don't remember anything. What happened? That's when it's a problem. When you don't remember anything, that's the problem. So it's okay to drink, but remember the things that you've done. You know, and don't say, "Oh, I have a limit." No, no, no. Don't get to your limit. Don't even try to reach your limit. Okay. It's okay to drink. Just don't try to reach your limit, and don't go above that limit either. Um, so they're having a Moulin Rouge dinner with the captain. Crystal don't like to be shushed because Rhonda shushed her. She said, "Don't shush me. I don't like being shushed." And she already has a glass in her hands, a champagne, and this is too much. The captain is a bit upset about the presentation of the chocolate mousse cake. Um, the last season, he wanted a chef that can really cook, and the food is great. Everything can't be perfect. Everything can't be perfect. I mean, Serena is already has a lot of pressure on her. She's not very confident in herself, and it was okay. It looked okay, and it was good. It was very good. I didn't taste that. I wasn't there, but they said it was good. So everything can't be perfect. I mean, it's chocolate mousse. It's gonna mess up. I don't know anything about that. I don't know how to cook chocolate mousse or bake chocolate mousse or however you do it. But it looked great. The presentation was great. He didn't like the presentation, but it was okay. Lay off that girl, Captain. Um, And and Serena, she was upset that it wasn't up to par herself. She was upset about it too. Like I said, she doesn't have confidence in herself, so she was upset that wasn't up to par herself. So the captain needed to bring it down a notch. I thought he was changing. Excuse me. I don't know. I keep burping. Anyway, I guess it's a nervous burp. I don't know. Crystal says she's going to bed, and Brandon is saying, "No, you're not." So they go out to the deck to talk. He asks why she keeps coming at Carmen, and she says she's not coming after Carmen anymore. And he asks why was she coming after her at all, and we didn't get that answer. So the crew asked them to come back in because they have a performance lined up. So the captain goes in to talk to Serena about he about you know about the food, and he's refreshed because she owns up to everything that went wrong, from the duck to the chocolate mousse cake. And the guests are happy. They're going to bed, because they enjoyed the performance of Laura doing the cha cha dance, not the cha cha slide, the cha cha dance with the legs kicking up, you know. Um, so everybody goes to bed. The crew's cleaning up. The next day, everyone gets up and get their day started. The captain delivers coffee and orange juice to Carmen's room with a mask and a flower in his mouth. And he feeds her a piece of fruit, and she loves it. Crystal is up with her. Crystal is up with a bottle of champagne in her hand, and she's drinking it already. Crystal, please, girl, slow down. She already has a bottle of champagne in her hand. And like I said, she's going through something. She had to be going through something. She probably still is, who knows? But she had to be going through something for her to be doing that. And no one who wakes up in the middle, and who wakes up in the morning drinking. She needs help. Crystal needs help. Her friends, if you see this video, help your friend. Help Crystal. She needs help. Um, the guests love the breakfast, so Crystal joins the guests, saying extra, extra, read all about it. And Brandon says, "What are we reading?" And she says, you answered that." And she tells him, "You haven't served me yet." And he looks shocked, like, "What?" "What am I serving?" And she says, "I'm like Beyonce." She says she's like Beyonce. He tells her, "You're so unclassy." Carmen and the rest of the guests have had enough. Crystal says, "I think you bees are boring." I shouldn't even say that. She says she thinks they're boring. Rhonda says, well then, don't come out here. Um, she says, "Don't come out here. How about that?" And Crystal says she wants to have fun. Brandon says they've been uh, having an enjoyable breakfast. He keeps it. They want to keep it that way. And Carmen is like, "We don't talk to non-factors. You're nobody." To Crystal. So Crystal is screaming at Brandon. He tells her to get away from him, and the captain is worried about docking. He's worried about docking. Brandon goes back to telling, Brandon tells Crystal, respect is not in your category. And he tells her he's done with her. He's done with her. Um, and he tells her that she needs to pack her bags because she's getting kicked off. And they dock perfectly. They dock perfectly. And the guests are packing to leave. Crystal says she's ready to go home. Uh, um, I don't know who says this. Uh, Crystal says Crystal says that she destroyed everything, and she tried to enjoy her vacation. And Brandon tells her, Brandon tells her what she did was uncalled for, but he said, "Let's not get into it." And she was having a whole meltdown, and he says this is why he's gay. He says this is why he's gay because he doesn't want to deal with women. So all the guests leave. The guests leave, and the crew and the captain clean and they have their tip meeting, and they talk about the new deckhand. The new deckhand will arrive the following day for the next charter. Luke gets the sparkling helmet for losing the deck stairs and owning up to it. Uh, then they head out for a night on the town, and Margot is annoyed by Laura saying she's trying to find a husband, so she has to work, so she has to look good. Luke is really putting the he's putting the moves on Margot, and Margot asks Aisha, "Is Harry gay?" She asks, "Is Harry gay?" Harry is trying to get with you. So no, he's not gay. Uh, he comes over and asks them what they're talking about, and he asks if they're talking about him. Luke kisses Margot, and she's upset about it. She says she has a crush on him, but he's upset about it. She's upset. She's kind of upset about it. That's the end of episode 2. And episode 3, um, they're still at the bar, and like I said, Luke kisses Margot, and he asks if she upset, and she says no, but she is. She's clearly upset about it. She wasn't expecting it. And she said no one has ever did that before, and he says it's called kiss from down under. And she tells him she's not mad. uh, Harry says that Luke has been pushing too hard since the girl got on the boat. And Serena asked her about the kiss, and she wanted to know how old Margot feel about that. How she wanted to know how did Margot feel about it. And Margot tells her that she has a crush on Luke. Like I said, she says she has a crush on him. So Serena asks why did she pull back, and Margot tells her that she wasn't expecting it. And Aisha asks Margot, will she and Luke do the kissy kiss tonight? And Margot tells her that he's super aggressive and she thinks it's too much at the moment. So she wants to move slow and just flirt a little. She wants to flirt. She just want to flirt for a little while. And guys, I'm sorry, I get caught up on my words, so I have to slow down when I talk. I don't talk fast and I don't talk slow, but I still get caught up on my words sometimes, so I got to talk a little slower. You know. Um, so she said, like I said, she says she's attracted to confident men, so she don't want to close the door on him just yet. And then they all head back to the boat. Um, And Luke kisses Margot again on the boat. And Margot tells him that she doesn't want to ruin what could possibly be good. She doesn't want to ruin that. By having sex probably. She doesn't want to ruin that. And he says that their flirting has gone past flirting, and Margot's like, "How?" He's moving way too fast for her. He's moving way too fast. It's only been a day. And she tells him she doesn't want it to be awkward the next day. So she doesn't know what she wants at the moment. So they all eat ramen noodles, and they go to bed except for Harry, who goes out to get into he gets into the jacuzzi by himself. He gets into the jacuzzi. The next day, the crew gets up and clean. Luke calls Adam lazy, and Adam doesn't like that. Zarina's luggage finally arrives, and she's happy about that. So Captain Jason talks to Zarina, Luke, and Aisha about the new charter primary. A rich kid and his dad with his dad's money, spending it how he wants. The new deckhand arrives, and it's Culver. It's Culver from last season. It's Culver. He's the party starter. And the captain talks to him about last season. Uh, he was in so many, not so many words, how he drank. He doesn't want the crew to drink while they're working. You know, with the last episode of last season, he told him or told the crew that they can have one drink for that party on the boat with that charter. And Culver had, I think, about 7 drinks. 7, 8 drinks. 7. Could be 6. But he had so many drinks and he was, ooh. And the captain didn't like that. So he told him about last season, don't drink so much. Don't drink at all. You know? Excuse me. I keep burping. I don't know. And I love Aisha. She's a sweet woman. She is so sweet. She's excited about Culver coming back. Luke apologized to Margot for forcefully kissing her the night before, and she tells him that he doesn't have to apologize. She doesn't want him to feel bad. He tells her he doesn't feel bad. He just don't want her to be upset. Harry thinks he's better suited for Margot. Yeah. Um, the new charter arrives. Jack is the primary. Aisha goes. He's a typical rich kid with daddy's money, and his guests are typical rich kids with daddy's money or mommy's money or granddaddy's money or grandma's money. And Aisha gives them a tour of the boat, and although they look polished, I bet they have rough edges. They have rough edges. So the wind is blowing hard, and it blows a few glasses off the table, and they break. Laura she retrieves all the glasses and not and doesn't want to cause any more to break. So this new chart is a bit demanding. I can't say they're as demanding as Aisha, not Aisha, but Crystal. I think they're about on the same level as Crystal, kind of, sort of, because Crystal was like, I think they're on that same level as her, but not as you know, as inebriated as her. So Laura picks up the glasses and she doesn't want that because she don't want any more to break. And Harry thinks that Adam is micromanaging him because Harry threw rope at Adam, and he told him that he should go slow the next time when coming in with a little boat. And Adam is getting on Luke's nerves with his rules and proper navigation of the boat. He says that's not the job that he's not. He says that's not the job, and they're not doing any of that. You know, they're not going by the book. Luke says they're not going by the book, whereas Adam wants to go by the book. This charter seems good, apart from the other two, from the 2 episodes before. And these women want ice in their wine glasses. Who puts ice in their wine? I know I don't put ice in my wine. I do use ice for my water, for my juice, for my liquor when I drink. But I don't use it for wine because I put the wine in the fridge to chill. So when my husband and I do drink wine, it's cold. So these women want ice in their wine. The next day, the crew is up preparing for the guests. Luke is busy massaging Margot's shoulder instead of doing his job. The captain doesn't like slackers. He needs to stop trying to get into Margot's pants. That's what he needs to do. He needs to stop trying to get on Margot's pants. He's thirsty. Luke, slow down. Stop being so thirsty. The captain need Luke to be on the ball, and he is upset. Harry finds one of the guests lost diamond earrings because they lost their earring in the water from the day before, and or on the deck part somewhere going into the ocean, they lost their earring, and so he gives it back to them. Adam is upset because someone dropped a hook, and it almost hit him, I guess. And I guess cut their foot because glass was still on the ground from the day before, and the person who was up that night, Adam, did not clean up, sweep up. He didn't do a good job. And that was that episode. We'll see what happens on the next episode, guys. I'm sorry it took so long for me to get through these 2 episodes. I will see you guys Tuesday with Below Deck Down Under for those 2 episodes. And you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Bye.